All right, guys. So we just want to implement the next step in our game model, and the principle here is going to be that, in keeping with the ideas of fluid play, we're going to empty out the midfield. So people at any given time are either attackers or defenders, and everyone takes on the midfield roles dynamically. So we got to take turns pressing, right? We got to take turns recovering. If we're short, someone's got to make a recovery run. And that may not be the same person every time if someone else is tired. So the responsibilities of the midfielder are dynamic. That's winning balls, box to box, transitioning, pivoting, dropping wide. We take turns and do it efficiently depending on who's doing what. So we got to communicate. But in the interim, we have two roles, attackers and defenders. And as we go, we pick up the profiles as needed of midfielders, pivots, wingers. I really don't want at any time to have less than 6 attackers, and I don't want at any time really, other than the defensive build out, to have less than 6 defenders, right? So we got to have 2 guys transitioning forward and 2 guys transitioning back. And again, here we got to get the goalkeeper involved. It's dynamic. No one's set with a position. You should be basically playing 7-on-3 if the goalkeeper's involved, down low, right? And it's fluid. There's 4 players responsible for the ball, and then 2 players give structure support. The quote-unquote attackers can drop in. They can drop wide. Guys can step up, pivot, and out of the back line. So guy can step up and pivot. Guys dropping wide. And there's the free man on the outside, on the first side. We have 4, and then we can release. If the goalkeeper's involved, we can release guys out the back line, right? And then play through them. But that space, that gap, is going to be a big gap. So it's very obvious what we're doing, right? If we knock the ball back to the goalkeeper, we step up and go long. So the one thing transition point I want to see is if the ball is dropped to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper should be very dynamic, almost playing out with their feet. Get outside the box, support the ball. If the ball's dropped back to the goalkeeper, I want everyone transitioning north. I don't want any of those short passes. Don't drop in and get the ball. All right, so I think now the next thing is going to be the midfield. And the gap is the same, or going to be the same in the midfield. We're basically playing some version of King Louis, right? We're releasing guys to become attackers, releasing guys to become defenders. If we can't play through them right away, right? We play King Louis. We build possession in our zones, attack and defense, right? So it's going to look like that. It's going to look like 2 lines or a group of attackers forward, a group of defenders back, and there's the gap again. It's not as big as the first gap, but there's the gap again. And again, guys take turns getting forward. Guys are released to get forward, just like the possession game we played on Friday. So the formation kind of overlaps on itself. We got to wait for the overload, which was the point of King Louis. step on the ball, release players, step on the ball, pause, wait for the overload. And in the final third, see the goalkeeper stepping up, we have that gap. It's just not as big again, right? And stay out of the channels. We're not wide, right? So now we have more players taking on the sort of like functional roles of attacking midfield, right? So going forward, we're basically 10 or 9 central attacking midfielders. That's the role you take on. All right, guys, so that's it. That's our next phase. If you haven't looked at the other phases, right, I believe that the first phase is fluid play and defensive setup, how to set up a counterattack, right? Collapsing narrow with numbers, everyone behind the ball. The second one is the high line and the gegenpress. So we're going to play an offside trap, but you can't just step up offside. You have to step to the ball. So we have 3 or 4 players pressing out, just stepping out of the back and crushing the ball. And then now here is the midfield principles. Okay, good luck today. We'll see you this afternoon.